Hey guys, Nick Lopez here. I'm here to discuss bilingual education within the United States. Now I'm here to talk about what it is, where it started, and what it's doing for us today. Bilingual education is an alternative way to receive your education if you're a foreign speaker. Students within the United States are offered a new way to receive their education. That being, reduce the need to learn English and focus more on content-based material. Bilingual education first was introduced in the United States in the early 1800s as European immigrants came into the country and they were given night schools. But post-World War II is when bilingual education started to flourish, as Spanish-speaking immigrants flooded the country. In response, in 1968, the United States Congress passed the Bilingual Education Act, which allowed students to be taught in their native language. 30 years after the Bilingual Education Act was passed, California passed Proposition 227, which restricted most of the state's bilingual education programs. Only 2 years later, in 2000, Arizona would pass Proposition 203, which was even more restricting than California's Proposition 227. But in November 2016, California passed Proposition 58, which actually freed up most of the bilingual education programs within California, allowing bilingual education to flourish. Now, California, New York, New Jersey, Illinois all institute bilingual education programs. With propositions being passed and repassed, why is bilingual education gathering so much controversy? Well, it's simple. Bilingual education programs are not effective for teaching our foreign speakers English. One of the main reasons why bilingual education is considered ineffective is the economic benefits that come from not doing bilingual education. Everyone in the economic world can agree that bilingual workers are much more efficient than monolingual workers. 63 countries within the world, its official language is English. Along with 80% of the technology is published in English. So therefore, it's really important for our immigrants to learn English. James Grant, an American citizen and a teacher within the U.S. educational school system, claims that being immersed in the language is the best way to learn it. Reason being is that when he moved to Sweden, he was able to learn Sweden rather than his high school classes. Another reason why bilingual education is ineffective economically is that it requires a lot of teachers, thus requires a lot of money. Teachers need to be qualified and have to be able to speak both English and the foreign language of their students. Along with that, the bilingual education program is expected to take up $800 million in the year 2017 for their funds. Is being questioned whether or not it is effective. Students in Texas are required to take TAKS. TAKS is a statewide assessment, except for bilingual education students. And for their first 3 years, they are not required to take TAKS, although in their 4th year they are. Students who do take TAKS after going through the bilingual system are required to have a lower score than normal students within Texas. Are getting lower scores on tests, then why keep bilingual education around if it's not economically beneficial and not effective? Potentially the worst problem about bilingual education is that it could separate cultures. Bilingual education students would have to be in separate classrooms from English-speaking students, thus can create a cultural divide within communities. The United States is built upon a moral unity that keeps our country going. If we do not have this unity, it is hard for us to advance. That now concludes my PSA announcement of bilingual education.